Hello guys, it's Alchemist here with a new video on the Wishkeeper. We will be doing a breakdown of how to get it and a small review from me, covering is it worth the effort, is it good, and what the bow enables you to do. I apologize for not posting at all during these 2 weeks. I was sick, I'm definitely still sick, but what you gotta do, you gotta power through it. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better now, I will be going full throttle on content from now on. In order to get Wishkeeper, you need to do Season 29, Star-Crossed. You need to get a strong Guardian build, 2 to 3 hours to catch up to the quest from scratch and complete the Wishkeeper quest. Right, for the starting area, you will shoot the bulbs to create a platform and keep moving forward towards the starting area. Make sure to climb the platforms and you will be good to go. Next up, you jump in the pool and you take a look to see the matching symbol under the phalanxes. Once you kill the phalanx, you will see the barrier release. And now you're free to go. During the pools, you get a buff called Sire's Obligation, which lasts for 44 seconds. During those seconds, you can actually see symbols and interact with those enemies who have symbols above them. If you run out, you can simply go back to the pool and retry again. Now you'll see the next area. Walk into the pool like we did last time and check the barrier to see which symbols you need. This will tell you which phalanxes to kill in what order. Kill the phalanxes nearby the symbol from top to bottom to finish up and break through the barrier. These phalanxes are located in the middle, the left, and the right respectively. Take out all 3 based on the order of the symbol and you will be good to go to the next area. Next up is accessing the transit mechanism. Now this is where you're going to need your strong build as you will be taking on wyverns and bosses. First off, enter the pool. This will give you a buff named Damn's Gift. This will allow you to go through the barrier. It runs on a timer, so don't be caught in any orangish areas without Damn's Gift, or you are basically dead without visiting the greenish areas. Once you go to the portal, I suggest you go to the leftmost portal, as it will lead you in a linear line. Next up is to clear out the enemies, and once done, clear out the main gatekeeper wyvern that's protecting a podium. Once the wyvern is cleared, go to the podium and imbue it with your energy, and then do the same thing for the next area. Wash, rinse, repeat this action about 3 times, and you will be by the boss encounter. Play it safe, defeat the gatekeeper wyvern and the boss and the 2 snipers, and you're now halfway there. After doing some platforming, you will make it to the 3rd encounter. Now this is where you combine both Sire's Obligation and Damn's Gift in order to get crowned by dragon. With both of them combined, you will be able to see the runes and traverse orange areas. First, you will pick up Sire's Obligation on your left and check the runes in order, as they're top to bottom like usual. Check the left, the right, and the middle runes to see which ones you have to do in order. Then you will kill the phalanx accordingly. Do this 3 times and you'll be at the boss encounter. Now you're at the boss encounter. Now there's a cheese area that I will cover as it is very important and makes this encounter an absolute breeze. Shoutouts to the people at Reddit who figured out this cheese. Your goal is to grab those 2 buffs, and at the start just climb up and you will see a little mini Vex window. Just continue to shoot through the Vex window until the boss is dead. If you want to do this legit, you can move around, take down the phalanxes, and it will drop the Hydra's shields. Once the shields are dropped, feel free to bash this enemy with bullets until it's dead, and then finish the encounter. Now, all you do is you take your stride over there as you defeated the enemy, and there will be a chest that is waiting for you. And what's in that chest is the exotic weapon, the Wishkeeper. You'll get that, a little bit of voice lines that are interesting for lore, and a nice cutscene afterwards. Take your time with this one. Now it's opinion time. And for starters, I kind of feel like this bow in particular is one of those bows that needs a build to work around it. So how this bow works is that snare hits and headshots build snare weaver stacks. And this allows the bow, when hip fired, to build a snare trap. If enemies enter into said trap, they get suspended. Now, for Warlocks, this gun is going to help you a lot, as it is a tangle machine. If you're using it with Swarmers, you are going to make a lot of Threadlings. For Titans, if you're using Abeyant Leap, you will be continuing your suspend as usual, and this bow will allow you to do that even more. For Hunters, you will be using either 6 Coyote for more suspends, or Foe Tracer for extra damage. I think the suspend would be a lot better here, personally. That's why I would go 6 Coyote instead, but it is up to you. Now, I'm going to reference Verglaw Curve because this is what the Strand Bow is. It's a Strand version of Verglaw Curve. And I think that there are some things that the Verglaw Curve does best, overall, you know? One of them is currently flexibility, and I get it. This weapon hasn't had its full final potential. It doesn't have its final form yet. We have to wait a few weeks to get most of catalysts and the trait combos that we need to kind of push this to its potential. But I'm just reviewing it as its base form only. Just gotta put that in there. But what I like about Verglaw Curve is you have so much options with it. When you summon those crystals, you can summon one of them to shoot and use as grenade options, or you can summon 4 or 5 of them to use as Shatter Dive, or use them to break into and slide into as Titan. You know, and they would still do different things, right? You could use Shatter Dive for low to mid-tier enemies, and you could use Grenade Regeneration for Dusk Fields, and you could use that for later higher tier content, and it would still be viable, right? Spend is very rigid. You know, you're not going to be using this in low tier content. There's definitely no reason to, especially to have that in such surplus, right? It's going to be generally higher tier content they're going to use it on. And I feel like when it comes to that, when it comes to either both low to high tier content, I think that there are exotics that are not only taking the slot of Strand that do better than it. I think that Quicksilver Storm is a lot less rigid than it and gets the job done even better, in my opinion. You can still create tangles, which is really good for the weapon. You can also use grenades anywhere you wish. You could use them on low tier enemies, clear them out in a whole group, or you could do it on higher tier enemies and get those yellow bars down, and you would still find value in that. This bow has a hard time keeping up in terms of damage with Quicksilver, and I think that it goes to its detriment because of how rigid you have to play it, right? Like, with how much suspend that you want to optimize for it, I think that there should be a bigger payoff. And hopefully with this new hatchling catalyst that they have in the future, we can get that. But for now, I'm going to reserve my judgment and just say it. This exotic's mid, you know? So that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you guys for an amazing year. Happy holidays, and I hope you spend your time optimizing your quality time with your family instead of your loadouts today. And for those, for whatever reason, cannot visit their family or reach them by any means, then may my goodwill extend to them as well. But with that said, Alchemist out.